Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we are going to be talking about Vitor Roque, then we're going to be talking about Barcelona's brand new right back prospect, and then lastly, we will be talking about the latest regarding Arda Guler. There is a lot to talk about in today's video. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we are talking about three youngsters that are destined to be great in the future. And if we look at this whole picture, we can safely say that Barcelona is investing in the future, and they're investing in the current youth. Like, gone are the days of Barcelona trying to sign a veteran pivot like Kimmich or Amrabat, a veteran right back like Cancelo or Foyth. Barcelona are now officially investing in the youth. This is crazy, and I think that one of the reasons why Barcelona is looking on the youth is because of Deco. Deco is a new sporting director for Barcelona. It has not been made official yet, but it will be very, very soon. But you can already see the impact that Deco is having at this club. Deco is saying, hey, look, you guys have been looking at the wrong players. Like, yes, these players are great. Yes, Kimmich, Cancelo, Amrabat, all of these players are great, but we need to invest on the youth. We have very little funds. Our salary margin is very low. We should look for these youngsters over here, like Arda Guler, Fresneda, and Vitor Roque. So it's amazing, right? It's amazing because now Barcelona are being positioned to be very good in the future. And so now that we do have that out the way, now knowing that Deco is having a great impact at Barcelona, and I do applaud him for that, and he's very much welcome to be here for as long as he wants, I want to first now talk about Vitor, because it has been made official that Vitor is now a Barcelona player. Vitor has agreed with Barcelona. Barcelona has agreed with Vitor. Barcelona have also agreed with the club of Vitor, and everything is set and done. Barcelona and the Brazilian club are just looking and finalizing the contracts, and that's it. Vitor is again a Barcelona player. He will be having a 1 billion release clause. He will be signing until 2029, and the official bid and the offer coming from Barcelona that has already been accepted is 35 million euros plus 10 million euros in bonuses. Now, keep in mind, the club of Vitor did see higher offers from other clubs. There were other clubs out there like maybe Liverpool, maybe United, Arsenal, Real Madrid, who knows what clubs they were, but they came in with probably like 40 million euros, 45 million euros, 55 million euros. They came in with higher offers. But the reason why Barcelona's bid was accepted is because of two things. One is because the will of the player, because Vitor only wants Barcelona. And point number two, the Brazilian club agreed that if they're not going to be accepting the higher offers, they want a reward clause. Now, what does that mean? It basically means this: Barcelona will have to pay more on this transfer if Vitor wins the Ballon d'Or, or he ends up being in the top 3 of the Ballon d'Or within the next 4 to 5 years. And let me tell you, if Barcelona end up paying whatever that amount is, only because Vitor ended up winning the Ballon d'Or, it would be worth it, because you're gonna have to be a really good player in the world of football to be winning the Ballon d'Or as a striker, because we're talking about Vitor winning the Ballon d'Or over Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. And so we're asking for Vitor to become even better than that. And if Vitor becomes better than that and he wins the Ballon d'Or, then it would be worth it. I don't care if we end up paying 20 million euros extra on top of this transfer. But here is the other thing that I want everybody here to know. Vitor will not be joining this summer. As of now, this is the current status. He will be joining in January 2024, and that is because Barcelona cannot register his salary into our current salary bill. Vitor will not be joining this summer, but only in January. I want to make that very clear, meaning that Vitor will have the chance to finish off the season with his club until December, because their season runs from, I believe, February all the way until mid-December. So he will be finishing off his current season and then move to Barcelona by the end of January 2024. And I think that this could be a great idea to see Vitor score a lot of goals, because right now he's scoring like 1 goal every 2 games. Maybe scores about 15 to 20 more goals by the end of this year, and then transfers that type of momentum to Barcelona next year when our second half of the season does start. Now, do I think that it would be amazing to see Vitor wear the Barcelona shirt, join the preseason in the summer? Yes, it would be great. I would like to see that. But at the moment, this is the current status. Now, things could change. Barcelona may have a plan in place. This is just the status at the moment. Like, Barcelona could say, hey, look, right now you are going to be finishing off the season in Brazil. But if we end up selling players like Eric Garcia, maybe Serginho Dest, Lenglet, Kessié, and all of these players, then we can welcome you in. And let me tell you guys another thing. That is Barcelona's current plan. So we'll see how these things do turn out and what Joan Laporta and Mateo Lemán do in the next 6 to 8 weeks. Now let's move on towards the next player, and we are going to be talking about our potential future right back, and that is going to be Ivan Fresneda. And it says here that Barcelona are closing in on the signing of Ivan Fresneda, but it is dependent on the club being able to create a salary space first. Barcelona are putting the final touches to a 5-year contract with Fresneda's camp and are hopeful of reaching an agreement with Real Valladolid, who are relegated, and Barcelona believe that the transfer can be completed for around 10 million euros. Now, before Fresneda's market value was way higher than 10 million euros. Like, the only reason why it went down around like 20 to 30 million euros, it is because Real Valladolid got relegated, and every time a club does get relegated, their squad decreases in value. And now looking at Ivan Fresneda, looking at his talents and looking at how much he's worth, this is a great deal, which is why many clubs are eyeing this great right back, like Arsenal, Manchester United, AC Milan are also very interested, Real Madrid are also very interested, but Barcelona is leading the race. Now it also does say here, according to ESPN, that Serginho Dest's departure can be key to bringing Fresneda to the club. So again, it's all about whether we can sell this player, let him go, and then understand who could we bring in next. That is the main theme of this video, and I hope that Barcelona ends up signing this right back, because I just think that he has great talents. He has done very well with Real Valladolid, and I just see him saying, I do not want to be in the second division in La Liga. I want to further my career, and the only way I can further my career is by joining a top club. If we analyze this player, you can see that he is great at playing as a wide right back, and he can also invert himself and play central. Any right back that's able to do something like that is always going to be scouted by the top clubs. And here's the thing that does get very tricky. Fresneda does have some doubts about moving to Barcelona, maybe because he knows about the situation of Barcelona. He knows that if he signs the contract, it basically means nothing, because if he signs the contract and then he cannot be registered, he'll be left without a club. So he does have some doubts, but one of his biggest concerns about joining Barcelona is that he knows he will be competing against Jules Koundé. And we have heard recently in the past 24 hours that Xavi Hernandez has convinced Koundé that he will be the full-time right back for Barcelona in the upcoming season. Now, I don't think that this is bad for Koundé. Like, I know that, I know I'm going to get off track for a bit, but I don't think that this is bad for Koundé. I think that Koundé playing in the right back position, it would be perfect for him, because we do not make him feel like he is a full-time right back. If anything, he's much more of a right center back, because we do play in a three-man defensive line system. He's not somebody that generally likes to run up and down the pitch. So I do think that he will be fine, right? I just think that this is the future, to have center backs playing fullbacks positions. Is the future. You look at Pep Guardiola and how Arteta have been doing and approaching their football with Arsenal and Manchester City. It's just the future. This is just the things that is going to be happening. We will be seeing much more center backs occupy the fullbacks role. But with this, right, putting that aside, I think that even with Koundé being the undisputed starter as our right back in Barcelona, it does not affect Fresneda's position at the club, even though he might think so. I just don't think so, because Koundé can get one injury and then there we go. We have no other right back. We need a backup, and we know that Koundé also and will be needing some rest, and that is where Fresneda can come in. He will be greatly needed. It would also make us very unpredictable, because the clubs and the other teams out there, they're going to be questioning whether Barcelona is going to be playing in a three-man defensive line system or in a four-man defensive line system when we have Koundé, Araujo, Fresneda as the right back, and then having Alejandro Balde on the left back position. We can do so many things. That is just the sport that we are in now, which is why I want Fresneda to understand that there's no reason for him to have doubts only because Koundé is there. And so I do think that this is going to be the player that Barcelona is going to be going for. It was said before that Cancelo was Xavi's main option to reinforce the right back position, but because Cancelo looks too far out of reach from the club, because he's so expensive, they're going to be moving forward and moving away from Cancelo and look at their second option, and the second option is Ivan Fresneda. And so now lastly, let's talk about Arda Guler, because it is decision time. Right now, at this moment, Guler is trying to make a decision on where he does want to go. It is either going to be Real Madrid, Barcelona, or maybe even Arsenal. There are many clubs that do want this player, but as always, Guler is leaning towards the option of FC Barcelona, because he believes that FC Barcelona is the club of the future. And I'm not saying this because I'm biased and because I'm a Barcelona fan. Even if I wasn't a Barcelona fan, Barcelona is a club of the future. I can say the same thing about Arsenal. Arsenal is the club and will be one of the clubs of the future. I can also say the same thing about AC Milan, which I believe will be one of the top clubs of the future. There are many clubs out there, but I think that the best one will be FC Barcelona, and Arda Guler does see that. So there is a pre-agreement between Barcelona and Guler's camp, and even though there is no green light at the moment, Barcelona do have a lot of confidence that they can close this deal down. If anything, this deal is 99% done. It will be a 5-year contract, and he will be having a 1 billion release clause. It has also been said that Barcelona and the club of Arda already laid down basic details for the deal between the club during the meeting, and Deco's trip to Bodrum being the utmost importance. There are still clubs trying to sign the player, but Barcelona are in pole position. And so at the moment, the price is looking like it's going to be 23 million euros, and even without commission, which is the thing that Barcelona do want to figure out, is how much they're going to be paying in commissions for all parties, because Barcelona do not want to let not one penny slip that should not be there in the operation in the first place. And so luckily, Arda and his club do have very good relationships, and they do not want to cause like any tensions between one another. So the club is going to be looking for Arda's best interest, regardless whether another club has a better deal. Now, just like Vitor, it is very possible that Barcelona could sign this player in the summer, but they won't bring him until the summer of 2024. The Turkish club and Barcelona do see this as the solution for the future of Arda Guler, and this is mainly because Barcelona cannot fit him in the wage bill. Now, here's the thing that I kind of want to also talk about. I feel like Barcelona right now are in a position where they have to make a decision. Do they want to try and fit a player like Vitor this summer or a player like Arda Guler this summer? And this is going to be a question I want to ask you guys over here, and I want you guys to put it in the comment sections because it looks so clear that Barcelona do have a decision on whether they should fit Arda or Vitor this summer. Which player should come into the squad and which player should wait until their season is over? Because it seems like they cannot fit these two players in the same wage bill unless Barcelona do make a miracle and they end up freeing like 90 million euros in wages or something like that. But because the situation is looking like they have a decision to make, which is either to have Vitor or Guler this summer, which one would you guys choose and who is the most needed to reinforce our squad? Again, regardless, these two players will be Barcelona players, but it is now a matter of when they will join. So let me know in the comment sections down below. That is going to be the latest regarding Arda Guler, Ivan Fresneda, and Vitor Roque. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.